You know what I'm today's video, and today we have just a bit of a discussion video, which I'm not one for discussions, but I really need to say this from the horse's mouth, so to speak, and that is Season 5 of the Battle Pass. So during the recent Battle Passes, we've obviously had, well, Season 1 is an exception, we have obviously had the F2G for that, but every single other vehicle that's been featured for free-to-play players has been a rank 3. Now, I do agree that the Battle Pass can be quite hard to grind for some challenges at least, but otherwise, if you have at least a decent and capable vehicle, you should be pretty okay with most of the challenges, and, well, that that's just what some people have to deal with. But the mindset that a lot of people tend to skip for battle passes, which I'm not saying all do, but what you have to remember is that not everyone is going to get the battle pass. I mean, I bought last season's battle pass, Fearless Voltigeur, or Voltigeur, I don't know how you say it, I'm not French. Um, and you've got to remember that the majority of players are going to be playing this free to play. And as a result, the battle pass should have something which benefits free to play players. Now, of course, I'm going to look over all of the vehicles here and obviously assess it as well. I mean, I don't really play naval, so I can't really assess this thing. But as someone who did all of the challenges in season 4, which involved naval, and I used USPT boats to do mine, it definitely brought a, shall we say, like, how can I describe it? Like, it definitely brought on the point that not only is there a benefit to having naval vehicles in the battle pass, but what you have to remember is that it's not just about the bought vehicles, because obviously you can't get this vehicle without buying a battle pass. So this vehicle I'm not going to go into too much detail about. I mean, if a player buys it, it's a PT boat, it gets the job done. Um, it's very similar to the PT200 that I used, and it should do fine. But it's when we start looking at vehicles like this, which, to be fair, this is a pretty. I agree with this thing being a Battle Pass vehicle, this LVT, but my main problem isn't the PT76 for this Battle Pass, but I figured I'd just mention that I think, as far as I've heard, this thing's going to be like 7.0. Maybe one guy even said 8.0, which should be pretty interesting. But the main criticism of the Battle Pass that I have is this, the Beaufighter. Now, as a person who's played War Thunder for about 6.5 years now, I love the Beaufighter myself. But remember, Season 1 had the F2G, which was a rank 4 vehicle, and it's cheap as chips on the marketplace, so you can get one for yourself for just a little bit of money. Season 2 was the ITP, one of the most commonly spammed out, other than the F2G, Battle Pass vehicles. We then had the French P39, once again, rank 3, like the ITP was. And then, of course, Season 4, whilst it didn't have a great Battle Pass vehicle, the A6M6, it's still rank 3. But then we come to when Britain gets a battle pass, and I've noticed this with Gaijin. I noticed a lot of players have brought this up as well, but they've fucked over Britain royally with the battle pass, and this vehicle is no exception. And there's many ways in which they've buggered this up, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. But I'm sorry, this just is this isn't acceptable. Every single other Battle Pass nation that's been featured has had a rank 3 vehicle. Most of the vehicles that are, shall we say, the lowest tier stuff, yeah, they can be rank 2, maybe even rank 1, like the, what is it, the Toldi from the, was it the second Battle Pass? I can't remember. But, yeah, that sort of thing, that's fine. But when it comes to a free vehicle, it should be worthwhile to grind. And if we go to the comments of this Beaufighter, you can see here from the top one, which has 42 likes, which if I was logged in, I would like it. And why should this be ranked 2? Just because Britain's getting its Battle Pass time in the sun. And there's a lot of people going on about this, and I just figured I'd throw my hat in the ring about it, and I want to hear your lot's discussion in the comments below. Because to be brutally honest, this is ridiculous. And whilst I do get this Battle Pass for free, because obviously I grinded my arse off, I'm level 146, I think, in this current one, which is very soon to end. I just can't understand why we need to go to rank 2 vehicles for Battle Pass. You could have very easily, Gaijin, used the Spitfire Mark 7, which I've seen floating around a lot, and I wouldn't have to do something like this. But no. This vehicle, this Beaufighter, should have been an Operation Winter vehicle. Point and said. That's what needs to be said. And I'm sorry, the way they've done this is completely stupid. Now, of course, what makes it worse is this Beaufighter is actually worse in most aspects than other Beaufighters available in the game. One, it won't have any extra ordnance, torpedoes, rockets, no nothing. Although the Beaufighters are still missing all their bombs, but that's a story for another day. Additionally, it's the earliest Beaufighter, so it doesn't even have a rear gun to defend itself. Only the Mark 6 onwards for the Beaufighters had rear guns, and even then it was a single gun. And I'm sorry, giving this to a player who's free to play and is playing the Battle Pass for the first time, and they get this, is unacceptable. And it's a pure sign that the Battle Pass is headed in a bad direction. I've played every single Battle Pass, I have all of the vehicles. Well, obviously, I didn't buy Season 1, 2, or 3. I only bought Season 4. But it is a pure sign that this Battle Pass is going in a wrong direction. Gaijin, you're probably not going to listen to this, but you need to get your arse in gear. Having a rank 2 vehicle after an extensive level 50 grind, which to most players is too much, is unacceptable. It should be rank 3 minimum. Even if you gave us something like a Seafire, like an early Seafire, for a Battle Pass vehicle, which had, I don't know, some history behind it or something as a Battle Pass vehicle, that would have been fine. But they went with this thing, which, I'm sorry, I love my Beaufighters, but this is unacceptable. But I'm sorry. Seeing this Battle Pass vehicle get announced, specifically the Beaufighter, that's what pissed me off, is why I'm discussing this Battle Pass. Because it's unacceptable. I cannot stomach the fact that, number one, Britain is getting screwed over again, because a lot of people have noticed that Britain's been getting screwed in the last few patches. And now they're getting screwed in the Battle Pass. And I'm sorry, yes, it has premium bonuses, and yes, the Beaufighter flies quite well. But to a new player, this is going to be the main problem. It doesn't have a rear gun, because obviously the Mark 6 onwards had that. And additionally, from what I can find, this vehicle also has some of the early Hercules engines. Now, of course, it depends on how Gaijin models it, but you'll only have 1300 horsepower per engine, which sounds good, but it's not going to help it, and its climb rate is going to be lower than some of the Beaufighters we already have in the game. And they think putting this at the top is acceptable. All I'm saying is, if you plan on buying a Battle Pass, don't buy this one. Just skip this one. Obviously, I'm getting the next one free, and I will get this vehicle included, but all I am saying is do not buy this Battle Pass and let their sales drop. That will teach them a lesson, and hopefully we won't have to deal with this crap again. But until then, for those free-to-play players out there that maybe watch this video, all I'm saying is don't expect much. And if I was you, I would just go for the war bonds, because the war bonds, they're actually doing something to benefit you. If you haven't seen on the data mine, they are actually making it so the war bonds are now giving you 200 and then 850, I believe it is, in the level up part. So like if you start off the season, you'll get 850 instead of 750 war bonds. And then as you go along and you get to the near end, after you've passed level 75, I think it is, you start to get 200 war bonds instead of 100. And of course 80 and things like that. That is a good thing. But there still should have been something better than this Beaufighter. And that's why I wanted to basically talk about it, because I had a feeling this was going to happen before the this vehicle was announced, and me and Harry was discussing it, and I said, I bet you they're going to use the Beaufighter, and they're going to make sure that the Battle Pass sucks from now on. And sure enough, I was right. I suppose on the plus side, we do get some nice skins for this thing, which, that's not saying a lot. But anyway, I'm going to leave it from there, because my throat is rather sore today. That's why I kind of regret. Well, I was going to do this another day, but by the time I get around to doing that, the season would have already started, and there's going to be a lot of people who buy this season, and I don't want that to happen. I want this to be a lesson towards Gaijin, and most importantly, I don't want you guys spending your money when you're not going to get much out of it, especially with this thing. And for those free-to-play players, it's even worse for them. So if I was you, I would just boycott this Battle Pass. I'm still going to play it because I want all the stuff. I want the PT-76, I want the bow, and I want the LVT. I don't really care about the boat, but that's what I want out of it. And, well, I hope whatever you choose to do goes well for you all. But anyway, I'll see you all on the next one, which will hopefully be a bit more positive. Have a good one.